Mr. Mayor, members of council, I'm Bob Getz, a resident of Glendale. Before I get into a couple of formal comments, I want to take this opportunity to applaud members of staff and members of this city council for demonstrating the kind of hard work, courage, and responsibility for doing what really needs to be done in these trying economic times. It's not easy, but it's not easy for the constituents out there that are suffering either. And so it was a pleasure to sit here tonight and listen to your long-range views and acknowledgement that we are facing some real problems, and they could very well get worse. From my perspective as a citizen, things could be worse next year, and it's quite possible that the things that you did tonight and have done over the last year may be just the first and second steps of a long journey. There may be many other steps that you're going to have to take, possibly down the road. And you're going to have to include in your thinking things like furloughs, because it may come to that. But I do applaud you for the kind of work you did tonight, and I want to thank you. Now to my formal comments. Mr. Mayor, you said that you do not intend to reopen the public hearing next week when you consider the proposed water rate hike. So I'm here this evening to urge you not to approve that rate increase. I also want to suggest that you give serious consideration to an alternative that will in fact benefit both ratepayers and GWP. Now, this alternative is simple and straightforward. It will avoid another water rate increase, which some of you admit is really a backdoor or hidden tax. It will also allow GDP to avoid a projected $2 million deficit that is forcing the utility to defer or cancel important maintenance and repair work. But more important, this alternative will require City Council to do what you should have done several weeks ago when you were informed that GWP is facing serious financial difficulties. Now, under this alternative, you would amend your recent decision to transfer $4.2 million from the GWP's water fund to the city's general fund. This year's transfer should be reduced to $2.2 million, leaving an additional $2 million available for GWP to resolve its fiscal problems and to help keep water operations functioning properly. Slashing the water fund transfer in half will likely create an imbalance in the city's general fund budget. And this will require City Council and management to do something that is always painful, and that is to make further cuts in city spending. Is reducing the city's general fund budget by an additional $2 million an ideal situation or solution? Of course not. But it is certainly preferable to hitting ratepayers with another water rate increase. And we've talked about this before. Over the past 3 years, they've been hit with 3 consecutive double-digit increases in water rates, total of 35%. We've said this time and time again. But the fact is, the financial problems of GWP are not the result of ratepayers paying too little for their water. This year's general fund budget is roughly $173 million. It covers numerous city departments and services and several hundred city employees. Identifying potential cuts of $2 million more, or about 1.2%, that's what we're talking about, a 1.2% reduction of this broad budget should not be insurmountable. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for City Council to stop transferring from GWP millions of dollars every year that are needed by the utility to maintain safe, reliable operations. And closing, it is time for City Council to stop contributing to GWP's financial problems and then soaking ratepayers with repeated utility hikes to stem the fiscal bleeding. Thank you.